All right, the mainstream media has failed to cover this absolutely absurd moment of Donald Trump on Air Force One, where back to back he answers serious questions, very serious questions with, I don't know who that is, and then I don't know anything about it, and then I've never heard of that. Question after question, he is just saying he doesn't know anything about this, which means a few things. Either he's lying, which is likely, with some of it. He's cognitively declining, so much so that he does not know what is going on around him, which is also a pretty plausible factor. Or he's genuinely not being filled in by the people around him. I think it's a mix of one and two. He's not doing his briefings, he's getting older, and he genuinely just doesn't know what is happening. In the first one, he is asked about a double tap strike ordered in his name, a potential war crime where two people were clinging on to a ship. Shipwrecked. They were clinging on. Disarmed, non-combatants, not a threat to the United States. We are not at war with them. And they ordered a second strike to essentially kill all survivors. Now, Pete Hegseth is the one who would have ordered the strike, but at the end of the day, the buck stops here. That's what they say, right? The buck stops here. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is the leader. If you are the CEO of a company and the people beneath you are fucking up and not fulfilling orders and sending order B when they're supposed to send order A, the buck stops with the CEO. You can't blame some low-level worker, but that is what Donald Trump does all the time. In this case, he says he hadn't even heard of it. Then, in this clip that I'm about to play for you all, Donald Trump gets asked in succession, like there's no cut, there's no pause. The next question that he's asked is, hey, how come you pardon the former Honduran president who is quite literally a drug trafficker? The former Honduran president who is being accused and who has been convicted of trafficking 500 tons of cocaine into the United States. He says he doesn't know. He has no clue whatsoever. Let's just back up to the 60 Minutes interview when he got asked about the Binance pardon, and he said,
in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws.
Right.
The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that. And I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
Okay, this leads me to ask one simple question. Who the hell is running the United States government? There are pardons being given out and you, quote, don't know who the hell he is? You don't know who he is? How do you not know who the guy is? The Binance founder who had been not only credibly accused, I was going to say credibly accused, but convicted. He was in prison for money laundering. The money laundering led to drug trafficking, sex scandals. It led to child trafficking, like disgusting stuff that was being used on his covert crypto platform, and Trump pardoned him. Guess why? Because Trump has his own cryptocurrency that they funnel money into. So I'm going to ask one more time, then I'll play this clip. Who the hell is running the United States government? If you want us to continue to apply pressure and cover this every single day, double check to make sure you're subscribed to the Adam Mockler feed. Watch this clip of Donald Trump being asked 2 questions back to back. It boggles the mind that the mainstream media has failed to cover this. There were probably 6,000 articles about Biden's age. And listen, Biden had his old man moments, of course, absolutely. He's old as hell. But this is different. This is Trump not even understanding who's being pardoned, what type of corruption is happening.
We talked a little bit about the strikes and the controversy around Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth.
I don't know anything about it. He said he did not say that, and
There's the first, I don't know anything about it.
I believe him 100%.
You don't know if there was
You're talking about the 2 men?
the second strike to kill the
Yeah.
2 men.
No, he said he didn't do it. He said he never said
Would
that.
you be okay with that if he did?
He said he didn't do it, so I don't have to make that decision.
Mr. You've made so clear how you want to keep drugs out of the U.S.
Right.
Can you explain more about why you would pardon a notorious drug trafficker?
Well, I don't know who you're talking about. Which
Who is running our government? What do you mean I don't know who you're talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what happened here, what happened there. Are you not being briefed? Are you demented in the brain? What do you mean you don't know anything?
I'm Orlando Hernandez.
Well, I was told, I was asked by Honduras, many of the people of Honduras, they said it was a Biden setup. I don't mean Biden. Look, Biden didn't know he was alive, but it was the people that surround the Resolute desk, surround Biden when he was there, which was about very little time.
Wait a minute. Just think about this projection right here. Donald Trump is trying to make the accusation that Biden didn't know what was going on when these people were being prosecuted. It was a Biden prosecution, even though this was a court and a jury and judges and the entire due process that is afforded to everybody in the United States, except for like immigrants and brown people under Trump. But this guy was given due process and was found guilty. This was not a Biden witch hunt. So in one breath, Donald Trump says he doesn't know who this guy is, doesn't really know how he's pardoned, doesn't know how it got there, doesn't know who signed that. But then he says Biden is having things signed and he doesn't know what's going on. Dude, you are projecting. You are looking in the mirror when you are accusing Biden of this type of corruption that you're engaging in.
And the people of Honduras really thought he was set up and it was a terrible thing. He was the president of the country. And they basically said he was a drug dealer because he was the president of the country.
No. They said he was a drug dealer because there was a plethora of evidence that he was using his position of power to deal drugs, but Donald Trump probably doesn't see anything wrong with abusing power in that way. Earlier on in the video, Donald Trump claims that Pete Hegseth didn't do a second strike, that there was never a second strike. Well, guess what? Caroline Leavitt took the podium today and immediately admitted that there was a second strike, but she tried to shirk responsibility off to some admiral. This stops with the leader. There is a chain of command, and it stops with Pete Hegseth, ultimately with Donald Trump, but in this case, Pete Hegseth seems to have made the order. So I guess I just want to go back to asking the question, who is leading the government? When I'm watching these videos of Donald Trump signing a slew of executive orders, sometimes it's 40 to 50 executive orders at once, and he's being handed these executive orders by Will Scharf, and without even knowing what's in them, he just gets a summary read to him and then signs them. How do I know that Donald Trump is actually signing what he's being told he's signing? Who is running the government around him, drafting this, presenting this last minute, and having him sign it? There is clearly a shadow government, and if I had to guess, I would guess that Stephen Miller, Susie Wiles, and a few other key players are the ones drafting this key policy. Marco Rubio is probably not led in a leadership position because he's still a little bit of an old school conservative. J.D. Vance is probably seen as too inexperienced, but Stephen Miller is given a lot of autonomy in this administration. Tom Homan is given a lot of autonomy in the field of immigration in particular. Susie Wiles is sort of a background ice maiden is what they call her. She doesn't show her face, but she does a lot of work behind the scenes that is actually very clever. She's good at staying out of the spotlight and allowing everyone else to be the lightning rod. So I just want to go back to the central theme of this video, which is who is actually running the government? The mainstream media should be relentlessly pressing, hounding Donald Trump with questions about this, about that, about why he doesn't know. How is he getting away with all of this BS? It actually enrages me that he gets to say stuff like,
You ready? I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is on a daily basis. And the mainstream media never asks thorough enough follow-up questions. They should do what they did in the movie Spartacus, where everyone goes, I am Spartacus. No, I am Spartacus. Where they all coordinate and everybody just asks the same question until you get an answer. Wait a minute, you don't know who he is, then who signed it? If he says, oh, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. You don't know. Like, you just continue to hound him. And with that, I'm going to leave it there. Drop a like, subscribe. I love you all, and peace out.